Well, good morning, Galesburg's Morning News. Tyler Gum, Jay Redfern, Cameron Line. Today, we're joined by Michael Bennett, Executive Director of VNA Community Services, a nonprofit serving Knox County seniors for over 100 years with meals, counseling, support to help them stay independent. VNA is seeking local funding to secure over $700,000 federal Title III dollars, but the effort raised questions about the role of the city and county support in a tight budget climate. So, of course, Michael, a big thanks for coming in today, joining us, discussing VNA's mission, funding challenges, and community response. So, good to see you again.
Hey, thank you so much. I love being able to come in and talk to you all.
Well, where should we get started? Well, how about a quick overview, Michael, kind of everything VNA Community Services offers?
Absolutely. So at the VNA, we are the premier senior social services agency of the Knox County area. We are based out of Galesburg, but we serve the entirety of Knox County with programs and services that either maintain or improve the quality of life for Knox County seniors. And that's in order to allow them to remain thriving in their homes. That is quite a large umbrella of services that we do offer to cover that, but we accomplish that with programs like our home delivered meals program, our congregate meal program, our senior health insurance program. Our senior health insurance program is just about to kick into high gear here with open enrollment. This last year, we actually saved Knox County seniors over $659,000 in medicinal costs. So quite a undertaking for our 3 certified SHIP counselors. I got to say that we have some of the best in the state. I would put our folks up against anybody.
How many seniors do you think you serve?
We serve well over 1,000.
Okay.
And that is in the entirety of Knox County. Over 85% of programs and services go directly here to Galesburg.
I mean, obviously, all seniors are important. Do you think Galesburg is an older community? You know, is it more needed here, do you think?
I think so. I think that in general that we're seeing that with the boomers aging the way that they are, that we're going to see that our older population is going to grow, exponentially here in the next 5-10 years.
Okay. I know your news release that you sent out mentions an outreach to the city and county officials since 2023. Mm-hmm. Can you detail, when and how VNA approached these leaders, who you spoke with, and what their responses were?
Absolutely. So we started with the county board since we serve the entire county, and what we did is we reached out to individual council members and through email several different times. It took about 8 months of trying that, and I realized that we were going to have to go a little bit further, and we showed up at a council meeting in which I handed over folders to our councilman showing that I had been trying to contact them and wasn't getting any kind of traction. Since then, we have gotten in really nice with Jen Fredericks. She's been very kind to the VNA and just trying to keep us in contention in the picture as far as that goes.
When you say council, you mean county board?
Yes, the county board.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, my apologies.
Yeah.
And she, basically, conversations have stalled to a point where we've got to get back in the room with the city. We've had a lot of great conversations with Mayor Schwartzman, with city manager. With the city manager as well, and it seems that we're getting to a point where everyone is kind of just saying that there isn't money, there isn't enough of a need, and what we're here to do here at the VNA is to say that there is definitely enough of a need, and that the community is actually going to help us voice that as well.
Okay, we're talking to Michael Bennett, Executive Director of VNA Community Services. So the local cash match for Title III funds, I believe, has grown from $40,000 to $120,000.
Yes.
Why is that requirement increase, and what happens to senior services if VNA can't meet it?
So the Title III funding that we receive is actually 85% of our entire budget. In order to get to that 85%, we have to be able to raise the remaining 15%. 4 years ago, when I became director, that was about $40,000. So not too insurmountable at that point. Now we are in 2025 going into 2026, and that number has reached to 120,000. It's because Title III funds have grown so much during the pandemic and whatnot. We have had to keep up the pace in order to be able to access that funding. And it's really an all or nothing situation. If we cannot raise that 15% locally, they just won't give it to us. We're not eligible for it. And that's like leaving $700,000 worth of services on the table. That's a $700,000 gap that Knox County seniors would have to deal with.
Okay. You're asking the City of Galesburg for a $50,000 annual commitment to unlock, like you mentioned, the $700,000 in federal funds. What's your pitch? Why should the city specifically bear that cost rather than other entities or private donors?
Well, we want everyone to bear the cost. We think that the city, being the county seat and being the recipient of over 85% of our programs and services, that we need some of that buy-in from the community as well. Currently, the county and the city contribute $0 to the cause, and we've been, serving Knox County area for 100+ years. It's not that we can't do it on our own. We want the city and the county to show their leadership and lead by example. I don't think it's a bad feather in any community's cap to say that they're taking care of the most vulnerable populations within their community.
Okay. You mentioned earlier about the county. I think it was last December or November that you requested $100,000 from the county board, which was not granted. Can you explain, what happened with the county's response?
So yeah, we've been dealing with some rather harsh state funding bottlenecks, and I was asking for basically a commitment that could get us through to make sure that we weren't waiting to basically shut down due to the lack of reimbursement. The $100,000 was to cover us until the state could give us the money that they were already supposed to owe us. Since then, things have changed. Money has come in to where the state has, gotten back to more of a current status with their reimbursement. So right now we're asking for the $50,000 per year to provide that structural base for the VNA.
Okay. Are other senior centers in Illinois or similar communities funded similar to the way your VNA is?
Yes. I can't speak for every single senior center, obviously, but the senior centers throughout the state of Illinois are seeing some of the exact same problems that the VNA are. Their senior centers actually closing down due to these problems, due to the problems of the funding bottleneck and whatnot. So originally, when we first started asking, it was more of an emergency situation, trying to get everything taken care of in that exact moment. But now we want to get to a point where we're never in that emergency again.
Do you know if other VNAs are doing similar asks of the city and county?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. So the $50,000 is an annual commitment. Do you think that amount would increase? Would it still be $50,000 5 years from now?
I think that that is the trend, is that with the rising price of groceries, inflation, and everything, that everything's going up. So, we're going to want a bigger commitment from everybody, not just the city, not just the county, not just the townships, not just the community. Right now we're raising all of this money through grant efforts, community grant efforts, wonderful entities like Galesburg Community Foundation, the Larson Memorial Trust, United Way, Elks Lodge helps us out quite a bit, the Don Fike Foundation. This is how we meet the cash match now, along with grassroots fundraising efforts, like our Put Your Heart Into It event, which I've talked to you gentlemen about on more than one occasion. And right now, we are stretching it to the very last dime, trying to make sure that our seniors are covered, trying to make sure that we have access to that $700,000, windfall for the Knox County seniors.
You've shared stories like Jill, a stroke survivor, Sam, who found purpose after loss. Can you share other examples of how VNA has, made a real difference in Knox County?
Absolutely. So I can tell you that just right now that there's 175 immobile home-delivered meals recipients who don't know where their next meal is coming from without the VNA. We are there. We are there as not only a source of nutrition, we are there as a source of connection. We help battle social isolation amongst the senior community with our various engagement programs. We have a wonderful billiards room in the back of our senior center right now. And as a matter of fact, one of our most elderly recipients, Howard, comes in. He just turned 93 yesterday. Happy birthday, Howard. He comes in pretty much every day and is shooting pool. And I tell you what, if you come in with a few dollar bills, I bet you'll come out a little lighter.
You mentioned your petition drive has hundreds of signatures, and you're presenting them at the council meeting on Monday night. What's the goal of this effort?
We are inviting the city and the community to collaborate with us. This isn't a movement of anger. We are not coming with pitchforks and torches. we are coming with a community with the strength of a community that refuses to go unheard. The Knox County seniors deserve to have a seat at the table, and fortunately, the VNA provides programs that often put food on that table.
Besides you presenting the petitions or the signatures, will there be any other people there to speak, do you think?
Yeah, I believe we're going to have quite a room full of folks. I can't give exact numbers right now, but I believe we're going to have a very good following. We would love to invite any community members that support our cause. We're going to be showing up with badges that say, "We are VNA, we stand with seniors." And we just want to be able to invite city leadership, county leadership into the fold and say, hey, seniors matter. We want to take up for your cause.
Is there a time period where you have to have this funding?
Well, the new fiscal year is coming, so we're trying to get it just locked in as soon as possible.
You mentioned food costs. I think they now exceed $22,000 a month. How are you covering those expenses today, and how sustainable is that without new local support?
Well, we sustain it the same way that we were before with the grants and local fundraising. However, if we cannot meet that match, that 120, then yeah, the support goes away. The $700,000 is no longer accessible.
Okay, we're wrapping up with Michael Bennett, Executive Director of VNA Community Services. How about final thoughts, Michael? What's at stake for Knox County seniors, and how can people get involved?
Well, I would say that an important takeaway would be that the way that we treat our seniors now is how we're teaching our children to treat us later. And that if we're lucky, we all get to be seniors in the long run. So we should treat them with the dignity and respect we would want allotted for ourselves.
Okay. Anything else you can think of that we haven't talked about?
No, I just want to thank WGIL and everybody for letting us come out and say our piece. Like I said, we're here to collaborate. We're not here to obliterate. We just want to be friends, and we want to make sure our seniors are taken care of. That's what it's all about.
Okay.
Michael, thanks so much for coming in. We'll have the full interview online later on this morning at WGIL.com.